Greetings, I, TheWarOwl, greets you, and welcome to another Matchmaking Academy, where you are the star for all the wrong reasons. This time, we're going to be joined by Freddy. He is a distinguished Master Guardian player. That's the Sheriff badge, and that's here. And he's playing with a pre-made team of 5. This game went very, very poorly for him, as you can see by the 7-0 against him right now. He had some very specific questions about how to hold the bombsites after you take them, as well as his individual shooting. Everybody wants to learn about the aim. That seems to be a recurring theme, so we're going to look at that as well. Remember, very brave to send this thing in, so don't mock the player for how they play. This is the demo that you want to send in. What were you? Oh, no! Oh, no! Woohoo! That was terrible! All right, let's go back and figure out what happened there. Oh, and his favorite fish is dragonet. I meant to eat, but... yeah, that's okay. I don't know what they taste like. Don't eat your pet fish. All right, so our hero is now pushing up at short. There's a Molotov preventing them from peeking. Let's see if he keeps his crosshair. First thing you got to look out for, always keep your crosshair pointed where you think the enemies are going to be. So let's watch that crosshair placement. That's going to be the first thing we're going to look at. Then when he gets to the shooting part, we'll see what went wrong. So I'm going to go very slowly here. We see where that player is. He's keeping his crosshair where that box is. That's a good place to keep it. All right, sees that nade coming, avoids it. Nicely done. Now he's going to engage this player. So here. So the player has peeked, and as you see where his crosshair is, it's over on the left side. He probably should have kept it a little bit more on the right as he was coming up, as he was watching the corner. So after he sees that there's no players behind those little boxes here, and there's no player up in the corner, no gun sticking out, nowhere standing right here, the next place you got to put your crosshair is right here, and just watch. For a player who's going to peek right here as you walk up this stair. So having the crosshair here on the left, not going to help him off. Look at the distance he has to move to hit this player in the head. So the next thing we got to look for is his movement. You shoot accurately while you're not moving, and also when you're tap shooting. If he's going to do a spray down, he has to control his crosshair control. Pull down into, this is sort of, you can see my mouse right now, I think. You can pull down straight and then to the right when you're using the AK-47. So let's watch that. We're going to go a little bit slowly here. All right, so it was a little bit hard to see, but he started shooting before he stopped moving. That means he's going to start off very inaccurate, and I think that's what happened for this poor guy here. Let's hop back and watch that one more time. All right, so we're watching it at half speed here. Watch this. Lazy's going to go. He's going to strafe shoot. He's going to strafe back and forth. Freddy is going to sort of stand completely still, or Freddy. And still moving while he was shooting. Moves his crosshair to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Never on the player. When you're moving that crosshair, you need to move it directly onto the player and just hold it there and then control your spray pattern, especially if you're not moving. Like Freddy was not doing sidestep shooting. He was just going to full stop and go for the kill. And when you're doing that, you need to wait until you come to a complete stop before shooting, and then when you're shooting, don't move the crosshair back and forth. It seems like he was overshooting every single time trying to hit that player, and of course that counter-terrorist was moving, so it's a moving target. It's difficult to deal with, but you have to anticipate their movements. Generally, they're going to go side to side when they're shooting at you, so you can move your crosshair to where they're going to go, and then just sort of ambush them. So that's just a matter of shooting. Let's hop into more of the nitty-gritty, distinguished master guardian sort of stuff that's going on here in how to hold a bombsite. So the major question that Freddy has is how to hold a bombsite once you retake it. This is round number 1, the first round. There's a few examples of this. As we can see, terrorists are going to take this bombsite, but they make some crucial mistakes in holding it off. It's sort of like, as Counter-Strike players, we spend all this time theorizing, strategizing how to take the bomb sites. And then once we get it, we don't know what to do with it. It's like there's a very attractive woman, and you spend all your time and effort trying to get her to notice you, trying to get her to go out with you, and then finally, you ask her. You say, hey, do I go get like some coffee sometime or something? Because it'd be like totally cool and stuff. And she says yes. Then, I mean... what do you do then? You didn't plan for that, did you? No, you didn't. And that's exactly what happened here for these poor terrorists. They got what they wanted, and they didn't know what to do with it. Do I really look like the guy who's got a plan? You know what I am? I'm a dog, chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. Sorry about that reference. Let's watch that round again and figure out what happened. All right, some major decision-making mistakes are present here from the beginning. Dominator is able to grab 2 frags. Terrorists move in one at a time. Watch this. Twiggy, peeks, solo. Nobody helps. Peeks, solo. Nobody helps. Peeks, solo. Finally, they all move in as 3. Nobody was watching behind them. Notice that. Every single one of these terrorists was watching that one player over there by the car. Nobody else was watching anywhere else in the site. Someone else could have popped out from anywhere, and it allowed that sheep guy to jump into the site from the window. That shouldn't have been allowed to happen, even though they fragged him. Bad decision-making there. They aren't working as a team. When you move into a site as a team, you need to keep your crosshairs all pointed at the different positions. You need somebody watching that window, somebody checking the site, somebody checking the door. And also, very important role is the lurk player. That's one thing they seem to be missing here, but they do use a lurk later on. And that's a player who's going to hide somewhere else and try to sneak up behind these counter-terrorists as they move into retake. So counter-terrorists on this retake very simply move 2 players from CT spawn to retake B, and one of them goes through the tunnels. Watch where these poor, defenseless terrorists play from. So that's a good smoke to smoke off the door. When you smoke off the door like that, you should expect that these counter-terrorists are not going to push until that smoke clears. So all you really need to do is watch the positions. There are 3 entry points. 1 from the tunnels, 1 from the door, 1 from the window. So positioning your players so that you're watching each of these entry points while also able to 2-on-1. So if a counter-terrorist jumps through that window, you need to have another player in a position where he can help out the player watching the window. Watch what Phenomenon does right here. It's a huge mistake. He puts himself way out in the open, so he's going to be the window player. We have these 2 guys. Nobody's watching the ramp, by the way, so a player could have crept in through there. I don't know what the guy in the corner is doing. I guess he's trying to watch a door. So look at this. Phenomenon puts himself out there, completely exposed. He cannot take cover. He's standing... We are way at it. He's standing way out in the open. Counter-terrorists can peek, and if we look at this vantage point on this counter-terrorists, no terrorist can help. You only have 1 terrorist at this position. Look at Freddy there. He's pointing his crosshair. We see all 3 of the terrorists are actually watching the window right now, as we can see by their dots. But only Phenomenon, standing in that position, actually has the shot, which means he's exposed. His terrorist buddies cannot help him, and he's also in a really bad position where he can't take cover. Look at that. Where's he supposed to hide? I'm going to hop in game after this and show you some of the different spots you can stand for a retake. So yeah, engaging 1 player at a time like that seems to be the big mistake by these guys. Okay, at this point, another bad position is going to be on our hero, Freddy. Where he's standing, there is no possible way to take cover. He's way exposed. So again, while everybody's watching the window, this player is only engaging 1 player at a time and is able to peek. When you peek in the window like this, you should hide. You should never be visible to a player walking in through the window like this. You have to try and force those counter-terrorists to take the site. They have to be the aggressive ones. One of the very specific things that this player wrote was, am I being too defensive? And the answer is no. You are not being defensive enough. The timer is on the counter-terrorists. They have to make the first move. Force them to make the first move. It's a trap, and set up a trap for them. So even though our hero does get this frag, it was not deserved. All right, and for the end here, they once again, counter-terrorists do a good job at retaking this. So yeah, by moving in there, Freddy made a bunch of noise. Lazy and Samson knew where he was. Counter-terrorists move in at the same time and engage 2-on-1 in both of these engagements and win the round. So let's watch 1 more of these and then I'll hop in game. So this one is another Bombsite B take. I don't know what happened to the demo. It's sort of weird right now. They are able to move into the site. Once again, you saw that. This player standing in the window. These terrorists make the exact same mistake of continuing to peek and put themselves in a very exposed position, a position they did not have to be in. All they had to do was smoke the door, plant the bomb, force these counter-terrorists to have to push them, and they never do. Notice these counter-terrorists are not throwing good smokes and flashes for the takes. So all these terrorists have to do is play super defensive. So now we have a 3 versus 4 hold-off. Not going to happen. 2 players inside of the site, and they actually use a lurk player this time. Lurk player able to grab a frag on 1 player, but he engaged 1 on 2. That allows that counter-terrorist to know where he is. So, oh, what happened just there? Samson's able to peek in the door and pick a player because he was peeking. Do not peek, for crying out loud, people. That's the big mistake here. Do not peek. Okay. Did we just see that? I'm a terrorist and I've taken the site. So when you're moving into B, that was the setup there, so you guys know what's going on. Just letting you know. So when you're taking B, they did this rightfully. They smoked this position. Very good. This allows you to cross without them seeing. Also allows you to get that bomb planted. This is the standard plant position. And the reason it's the standard plant position is for the retake. So, oh, I only have a few seconds to show this stuff now. That was stupid. All right, anyway. You can watch that position from anywhere. You can watch it from here. You can watch it from here. This is probably the most important position to watch it from. You can watch it from the door. You can watch it from here. Pretty much everywhere. They're not going to be able to defuse that thing if you still have a terrorist up. They'll have to engage you, and you'll probably have to push out and do something. So, all right, I'm going to restart this round because I planted the bomb, and yeah. So let's restart the round. All right, so after you planted the bomb, you do not want to peek. You do not want to look here. This is the worst place to look. An opera can take you out very easily, any of the retake players. We saw that one player he was playing window, positioning himself. He was standing like right here, or standing like right here. This is a terrible position because the player window can just pick you. So a number of different places you can stand. You can stand back here. From here, you can watch the tunnels, and you can also watch the window. You can also watch the door. You can watch all 3 from here and make it so you're not exposed from certain positions. See, if you have a player pushed into the tunnels holding it off, you don't have to worry about the tunnels, and you can stand right here, and you have cover right here. You need to be able to strafe back and forth out of cover. Another place you can stand if they aren't holding down tunnels is even just right here, looking up like this. There's little ways you can grab the headshot and also stay exposed. If the counter-terrorist tries to push in, you're in a very good position to deal with it, and you're not exposed. This this box blocks you from the tunnels. Also, you're not seen from that door. So you're able to watch here, and you're able to watch tunnels, and you're able to watch the door, all in one position. The place that I usually play is right behind this box, because you can play all 3 very quickly. You can watch the window like this, move out and watch the door like this. If you don't want to be exposed from the window, you can look here, and you're not exposed from the tunnels or the window, and you can watch door. Then, if you don't want to be exposed from those, you can just jump up like this. You sort of have a little bit of cover there. You're exposed from the window, but you're able to watch tunnels. You're able to peek into tunnels, just able to execute this sort of jump up like that. So this is a very nice position to play as well. We didn't see these guys playing from them. Another place is car. It's always good to have a player from a different vantage point than inside of the site. Here's a good position because you can, if you see the flashes coming over the top, you can quickly avoid them like that. You're able to see them coming pretty much. You have this vantage point, so you're able to go like that and flip back in case those counter-terrorists try to push. So here is the door position. You're watching the door in case they try to run in. Also the window if they run in through the window. So notice, counter-terrorists have to push into the site for this player to be useful, which is why it's important for the other players to not play so aggressively or in so bad spots. Standing right here, not a good idea. Another place you can play is from inside of the tunnels. You can watch the window, and you can watch the door. You can also watch the tunnels, obviously. The tunnel player doesn't have to play inside of the site. He can play right here and even push all the way through like this to watch the ramp. If you're watching here and you know a player is not pushed just yet, you can run back, peek the window and peek the door, and then get back in time for there to not be a player right behind you. So it's all about the timing on this position. So yeah, a bunch of different places you can play this from. All kinds of crazy fun spots, you know? It's just, the main thing is to make sure that you are not exposed, that you are not peeking, and that your teammates can have your back. Also, it never hurts to continue to throw pop flashes around the corner to delay these guys for just that much longer. Or this flash is a good one. I missed it. And I got flash. Let's do it right. I did it wrong again. All right, we're going to get it this time. Yeah, that's a good flash. That's a good flash. It would have gone off like up here, and they can't really see it coming. All they can hear is the ding. Big thanks to Freddy there for sending this thing in. We learned what to do, what not to do. That's no fun. Let's get in owl vision. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.